right, so I'm here with Rachel Wayne. We're camping at the campground. And what do we have down here? We've got an LL Bean. She thinks it's self-inflating, but it's not self-inflating air mattress. That's probably 20 years old. And there we have a tent that
from when we were little.
My uncle got us when we were little kids 30 years ago. We don't even know if all the parts are there, but we're fixing to find out.
So I don't know if Jamie's video subscribers know this, but I don't live in America, but I have my closet at my parents' house. So when we decided to go camping, I went in the closet and found all this fun stuff that I hadn't used in forever, like my little fun knife that my dad gave me. So yeah, we haven't used this tent in, I don't know, 15 years maybe? I don't even remember last time I used it. From when I was little.
Well,
Set it up.
Those are the poles. I wouldn't be surprised if
one of them will break.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's fine. You know what? All I need is something to sleep on. I have a sleeping bag, and then under. I can sleep under this sky. So I am good to go. Got my bushcrafting knowledge. Oh, this is nicely wrapped. Who wrapped this up? It was not me. I am prepared. Look at that. It smells. That smells really bad. Also, for those of you who are wondering, I sledgehammered my leg the other day, so
And how did you sledgehammer your leg, Rachel Wayne?
I was breaking apart. Oh, it was a groundhog's fault because the groundhog dug up the dirt in the barn, and then my desk that was in the barn that was just in storage got like kind of funky because the dirt was all on it, so it was rotting, and I broke it up for firewood, and I went and I tipped it sideways. Anyway, I hit my leg because I did. That happens, right? So it's bruised and could be broken, but
could possibly be broken. All right.
Fine.
Oh, I smell that now.
It smells funky, right?
That smells pretty putrid.
It's got a funk. I'm worried that when I do the tent stakes, the bowing is going to like snap one of them.
Rachel, you know he who farts in church sits in own pew, right?
They do sit in their own pew. You know, potato, tomato.
Yep, I know.
That's not my phrase, it's Jamie's phrase.
It really does smell, though.
It's a stinker. Ooh, this one came open.
That happens. That's why you push and don't pull.
I think I was pushing because I had just snapped it in that one, but then I obviously didn't do it right.
So, hey, Rachel Wayne, before you snap that one into the bottom, get the other one in.
Nope. Stubborn.
Okay. It'll just be easier if you put up both at the same time.
I feel... Yeah.
Right, so you lay them both in.
I don't have a ground cloth for this or anything. Or what is this thing?
Well, I brought an extra
no,
tarp.
what is this?
That's probably goes on top.
So fancy. Oh no, this one goes on top. I think that is a ground cloth.
Okay, well that's great. Yeah, that's just dead grass.
Oh. How many of these are there? I thought there was just two.
I
guess there's three.
I guess there's three.
Obviously, I have not seen this tent. So I think Uncle Pat bought us these, right? If I'm correct.
I think you're right.
And when we went to Mohican, when we were little, we would have little tent villages. And Amelia, our sister, and Drew, and Jamie and I. Wait a minute. There is only two of these, and yet I have three poles.
Maybe the other one's an extra from...
Maybe from someone else's.
Someone else's. Just as an extra in case.
Yeah.
Now are you seeing why it might be easier to...
No, because I'm stubborn.
Okay, that's fine.
What's my point? I was thinking... Yeah, so we used to go in Mohican and have our little tent village of these things. And it was great. I have so many fond memories of going to
the commissary
at Mohican. We would go every year for like 2 weeks maybe.
I was at Mohican back in November. We called it the Secret Squirrel Camp. And I was there with Jamie Burleigh and Matthew Justice, Roy from Vintage Axe Works, J.C. Messer was there. Jay Hercules was there. Jim Lighty was there.
Well, I don't know any of those people.
There's some other people that were there. There was a bunch of axe junkies.
Well, I am actually, I don't know if I'm in the video right now, but I'm excited to show off my new haversack and my kit that I've got for camping.
What brand haversack did you get, Rachel Wayne?
I'm not going to say it right. It's a Vollereven.
Yep, well, your pronunciation,
Did I say it right?
Your pronunciation is better than mine.
Vollereven.
Rachel's lived most places around the world, or at least been to more countries than she's not been to.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
if you had to list, which would you rather do? All the countries you haven't been to, or all the countries you have? Which would be the longer list?
There's 196 countries. I've been to 80 something. Drew and I have a list. We
Drew's our baby brother.
Yeah. And we travel together a lot. Every year we go on a trip together. But this year, because of Corona, haven't gone on a trip. Okay, so do you think this should be a ground cloth or a overcloth?
Well, lay it down on the ground.
It's really big.
Lay it down on the ground, and we'll see if it's... Yep, put it on top then.
On top?
Maybe or underneath.
Yeah, I think it's a ground
the
cloth.
tent on top.
Yeah. Let me fold it in half.
Fold it in half.
Yeah. Jamie's behind the camera, so obviously he's not going to help me, and I'm too independent and stubborn to get help anyway.
That's right.
So I want to keep this in the shade.
Well, you're a shady kind of person.
I am. What about right here? That's like a nice little spot.
That sounds good to me.
Oh, there's a twig. We'll throw it by the fire. I don't want to sleep on a twig.
All right.
This will be nice because then I can put like my shoes on the end so they don't get dirty.
Well, I'll help you carry this over.
That would be really appreciated. Thank you. I'm thinking that other tent stake's got to be from one of our siblings, and theirs broke, and then I threw it in mine. But again, I haven't opened this tent in 15 years, maybe.
So the rule is, though, is you don't want any tarp outside of the tent because if rain falls down, it's going to go underneath. So you want to roll it up so that the tarp is under the tent.
But what about my fancy flip-flops?
Well, they are pretty fancy.
These have a funny story for all of you viewers. I was on a escalator. I think it was when I was in Boston, and they got stuck in the escalator. So they got chewed, and I was like stuck in the escalator. It was a little harrowing.
I don't think you're probably not old enough to remember, but we were in Toronto, I think it was, when I was a little kid, and I tried to stop the escalator.
By pushing the button, or just...
No, by like pushing against the armrest thing, and my hand went like underneath, like, you know how the black rubbery part goes down and in and to the bottom?
Yeah.
I got my hand stuck down there, right? I think I'm on camera now. So, right, there's the railing part that goes down, and then it goes in at the bottom and back up. Well, I'm trying to like push against it to stop it, and pushing, and my hand got caught underneath. Shut down the escalator. I don't think you were old enough to remember.
I don't remember that at all.
Because I was really little.
Not to be a princess, but since, you know, we like to tell people what we've got our gear in, this bag is my wallet. Bag. I love the My Wallet. It's an Italian brand of leather purses, and my backpack that I have came in this bag. So because I lost the North Face bag, I don't know, I threw it in here.
So you've got a North Face sleeping bag and a My Wallet Italian.
It's just like a...
With elephants or something on it?
Yeah, it's really cute. They have an elephant logo. My wallet that's in my haversack is the same brand.
Oh, we're going to have to check out the haversack here pretty soon.
Sleeping bag I have also had for over 20 years. It's great. I used it last month at the Campcraft.
Oh,
and it was fantastic.
That's right. Rachel Wayne went to the forging and blacksmithing class down at Campcraft.
I did. It was fantastic, and I slept under the stars with this. I was in a hammock because I think I kind of forgot this was in the closet.
Oh, we did a Rachel sandwich. I slept on one side, and Jamie Burleigh slept on the other. So either it's a Rachel sandwich or a Jamie sandwich.
I think I was in a Jamie sandwich.
Because you had a Jamie on either side of you.
Anyway, I think I'm set up. You got to stake it in here.
Well, you don't really need to stake it
Well,
in.
you know, just for the sake of staking. Let me fix that. Shouldn't you always stake it? What if it gets windy tonight? Dad said it was going to rain.
I looked at AccuWeather, and it does not appear that there is much chance of rain tonight or tomorrow.
Oof, I cannot do that. Dad always yells at me for wearing flip-flops when I do things like this. And yeah,
So
they're not as
Rachel, how
effective.
about grabbing a piece of wood and using it as a baton? Do we have any of the table legs?
Do you have a fro?
I do not have a fro.
Maybe if you had a fro, I could have used that.
Well, a fro is for splitting wood.
Oh, it's a new word I recently learned.
Do you have any of the table legs?
I think Dad kept the legs. There's wood though. I have 0 shoes in the car, but they're also going to be pretty soft.
Well, if you grab a piece of wood, you can use that as a baton, so to speak, to pound them in. There we go. We're just using Butt Cracks R Us.
No, I have on. No, can you see my butt crack?
I made it off camera.
This actually, shout out to Megan McKinnon. Megan, I got the shirt when we were in Cambodia. This is not going in. It's like a bent, twisty pretzel.
Well, you should get a hand forge one from Jamie Burleigh, or forge it in fire for yourself.
Well, you know what? I could probably forge it in fire myself
If you had a forge,
if I had a forge.
and if you had $1 million.
I think I'd buy a monkey.
Haven't
you always wanted a monkey?
Haven't you always wanted a monkey?
This is not going to work, Jamie Wayne. I think that the metal is not been annealed to the state where it is hard enough to deal with this.
Actually, annealing softens.
I mean,
remember?
it is not. What's the other word that we learned?
Well, it needed to be heat treated or whatever,
treated.
so that then it's hardened. But
Yeah.
annealing is getting it to its softest state. Hey, you took the class, not me.
So I hope that Jamie and Glenn and Mark aren't listening to this because I obviously just failed.
And we're talking about Mark Eberts, who is one of the instructors of the Forged in Fire course. And
not
Glenn
called Forged in
Sheffield
Fire.
and Jamie Burleigh, instructors for the Forging and Blacksmithing Workshop. That was at Campcraft Outdoors. Shout out to Jason Hunt. Thank you. In fact, I brought a Campcraft haversack, Rachel Wayne.
Ooh.
Did I-
Yeah, where is it? You mean to grab it?
No, it's in the car. I'll show it later.
So should I get my haversack? Do a little unpacking? Is that what it's called?